In this video, we're going to be talking about doing some grouping with dplyr and getting some summary statistics according to some group. Alright, so for this one, we're going to be working with the California crosswalk table, which has every single census block in California and just has information about them. So I'm going to actually do a quick glimpse just to see what is in here. And, you see there's a lot of observations, and this TAB BLK 2010, this is just kind of like that census block ID. Has stuff like state name, California, of course, and then county name, things like that. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, again, using the kind of dplyr and using that tidyverse piping operator. I'm going to be doing the pipe. I'm going to be using this group by function, and I'm going to be grouping by county name because I want to look at it by county. Alright, so basically right now what this is going to do is it's going to just create these groups by county name. And then afterwards, a lot of times what you'll do after you do that group by, you'll want to do something like a summarize. If you do the group by itself, it doesn't really tell you that much because all it's doing is doing the grouping. Then you want to do a summarize. And so I'm going to do a count of the number of census blocks within each county. So this first count that I put here, that's just the name. That's just what I'm going to be calling that variable. And so, I could have named it something like count of census blocks or something like that. This is just what I'm going to be calling it. I'm not going to make it that long just because I don't want to have to type that out. But that's just, what I can do. And then I'd use this kind of n and then open close parentheses to just count the number of census blocks within that county. And so what this gives me is it does the grouping by county name, and then for each of those, this n is going to count how many there are. And so, for example, you can kind of see Alameda County, it has almost 24,000 census blocks there, and then going all the way down. And one thing that you might notice is that actually this is in alphabetical order, and this isn't actually what we might be interested in. We have a lot of really low counts here. We might maybe be interested in the counties that have the most census blocks. And so after that, we can then use an arrange, and I want to arrange by count in descending order. Right. So remember, when I do this piping operator, it takes whatever's to the left. So everything to the left, right? That's the table that we see right here. This little, data frame with county name and count. And, basically what this arrange is doing is saying, take that and then arrange it in descending order with by count. And so what this will do when I run it, it'll give me the, number of census blocks by county in descending order of the number of census blocks. If I were to not use this DESC, then I would get the opposite way in increasing order. One thing that you'll notice is that there's this Oregon here. This is because this data include these like origin destination data, and basically there are people who maybe work outside of California, or sorry, live outside of California but work in California, and so those people are just kind of included in here so that you can actually get some information about them as well. Right. So basically this is just how we might kind of use this kind of piping operator in order to look at all of these different statistics. So what we're going to be doing is we're taking the California crosswalk data, we're doing the group by. And we just did it by county name. We could have done it by stuff like metropolitan area. We could have done it by something else too. And then we do a summarize. And so here we did summarize just counting the number of census blocks that are in there. But in practice you could do stuff like mean. You could put median here instead of the n. There isn't really anything super interesting in this crosswalk table to find a mean or median of, but that's something that you can do. And then, you can kind of arrange it in different ways. And so, you're kind of taking this step by step. You take this crosswalk table, you group, and then you summarize within those groups, and then you arrange them.